Video Conferencing 101, Linda Fussell here from Dales Consulting and Linda Fussell Coaching Services, and I thought it was time that I shared a few things and tips that are pretty useful when doing video conferencing for the first time. And they're things I've learned over the years and things that I've seen while doing coaching online with video conferencing in play. So I guess the first thing is don't speak over other people. It sounds obvious, but if you're not used to doing conferencing just in meeting rooms anyway, so often people that are in the room will just keep talking and ignore the people that are remote or in different locations. Now with everybody remote, everybody needs time to talk, and you need to pause. You really, for tip number one, give everyone time to speak. So pause, check in at the beginning, set the frame of what you're trying to achieve and why you're trying to achieve what you're trying to achieve through the meeting, what the objective is, what the agenda is for the meeting, and then give everyone time to confirm if they're okay with that. Go through your meeting, and then at the end of the meeting, check in again with every single person and see that they are A, happy with what's been agreed, B, know who's taking which actions away, and see is there anything else that needs to be covered. It sounds obvious, but we often forget it, particularly when we get pressured and time is running away. The second thing is, where possible, do video conferencing. These days, it's very, very easy. There are so many tools. Large corporates are using GoToWebinar and Skype versions and various other things. The smaller organizations, the more nimble ones, are using Zoom and sometimes even Google Hangouts. So there's a range of different things, and if it's just a one-to-one, don't block up a meeting call number. Just do FaceTime. Do FaceTime, do WhatsApp video conferencing. You can do on Facebook Messenger. You can do any of those things. Just do, where possible, do a video call, because it makes the contact that much better. You're actually talking to somebody and you're seeing them and you are able to engage with them and see their expressions and how they are working, etc. So that was number two. Do video conferencing if at all possible. Number three is, particularly when you're video conferencing, you can be seen. When speaking, look at the camera on your device. So wherever it is on your laptop, if it's at the top of your laptop or if it's on your phone like this, I'm doing this on my phone, the camera is on this side over here. So I'm looking at the camera when I'm talking to you. When you're talking to somebody, when you're speaking, don't look at your own picture, which is here, because then I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at me. Look at the camera and talk to the people you're talking to. Likewise, when somebody else is talking, look. Things are happening outside. There's always things going on. When somebody else is talking, look at them, engage with them, and just notice what's going on and look at their body expression. See what's being said in the body actions as well. And I think the final one, I'm just going to give you four here. This is Video Conferencing 101. Probably two more really. Maybe let's make it five, make it a round number. So number four is listen. Listen intently. It's very easy to be distracted when you are sitting remotely from people. Video conferencing helps to overcome that a little bit, because people can be seen, particularly if you use the grid format. With all conferencing software now, you have the main speaker view, and then you can have everybody else small, or you can put people onto a grid and you can see everybody at the same time. And it really is, if people are taking time to be in a meeting, if it's important enough, you should be taking note and you should be being attentive. Really listen, hear what's being said, contribute, participate, and if you can, finish the meeting early. Just get through it, do what you need to do, and really be engaged. I like to take notes when I'm working, so sometimes you'll see me down writing. That's okay, that's what's there, but don't get distracted. You can hear a keyboard, you can hear when somebody's typing on a keyboard, you can see when they're looking at another screen. Be engaged, stay engaged. And then the final one, which is going to sound like a silly one, but it's almost a setup. If you can, try to avoid excessively bright lighting. So I've got very bright lighting from the window here, and I'm trying, when I'm looking at it, the lighting's on my face. It actually, I probably should have put the blinds down, and I ordinarily would have done, because what happens is it washes you out. But you know what? This is where we are. I've got hair tied up today, been out walking, you know, taking the dogs out, and taking my parents out for a walk as well. So look at the lighting if you can. If you've got very bright lighting, close the blinds, close the curtains, do whatever you need to do. Whatever you do, do not have the bright lighting behind you, because there's nothing worse than just being a silhouette. That really is. So there we go. Try not to get distracted by other things that happen. So my video there got cut off because somebody else popped in, and I went to push the message away. Try to ignore what else comes in. Or if you're on a meeting that is important, iPhones in particular these days give you a silence during meeting time, so that's a really good thing to be doing. So if you can do that, do that. So lighting is important. Focus on the people. And a final tip that I can give you, which I got from Richard McCann's video, Speak to Camera, I think it was what it was called, that we went on, was where possible, wear single colours. So you'll see a lot of the time I'm wearing t-shirts when I'm working from home. Yes, they're comfortable, but most of my shirts that I would wear when I go out have patterns on them, and busy patterns are not actually ideal for videoing, video conferencing. It just makes a little bit of distraction, and you come through better if you've got a plainer colour on. So plain material rather than a very busy pattern. So little things to think about. So just a quick recap. First off, set the intention. Normal meeting etiquette really. Set the intention, set the objectives, who's on the call. You can see on a video conferencing, that's quite nice, or even on a normal conferencing call you can see who's there. Check in with everyone to start with, see how they are, if there's anything they want to add to the agenda, anything that you need to know about. So just get a temperature check, because if somebody's got something critical happening, they may not be as engaged as you might like them to be. So that's the second one. The third one is listen. Absolutely listen to the people that are talking and see what's happening. You know, really engage with the meeting and make it as productive a time as possible. Fourth one is, when you are talking, speak to the camera, wherever it is on your device. And when you are listening to other people, engage with them. Look at them on the screen. Put your screen into a grid setup so you can see everybody there. And then the final one, the fifth one, is watch your lighting if you can. It sounds a bit crazy, but it always does help just to have a check at what your lighting's doing, and so that you can see where you are and give everybody the best version of you. So good luck with your new foray into video conferencing. I know lots of people get really nervous doing it. It's really not that bad. Yes, you can see you, and sometimes that's the scary part. Get used to it. That's what you look like, and it's going to be like this for a while. And you look perfect just as you are. So stop worrying, get on and do it, and have fun. And one final thing that I was going to say is, I've had to shut the window when I've done this, because we've got builders in the house across the way, and it's a bit noisy. So if you can, cut down the noises from around, the ambient noises around you. If you're not talking, and this is actually really important, so this is number 6, if you're not talking, put yourself on mute, particularly if there's a lot of noise around you. You know, if the doorbell rings and the dogs are barking, whatever, it's quite distracting for everyone else. If you're on mute, it's not a problem. Remember to take yourself off mute when you want to talk. And the other very simple way of cutting down on background noise is to use headphones. So particularly, and I know I've got Apple devices and other people have all sorts of different devices, but the Apple headphones are particularly good in that they cut down sort of the background noise quite a lot, which is really interesting. So you can be having a chat. 2 things on that. One is, if you've got your headphones in and there's other people in the house, it's private. So that conference is private to you, that discussion is private to you. Obviously, when I've got coaching sessions, almost always, unless I'm alone in the house, almost always I've got my headphones in. And then secondly, it stops the background noise going through to the people who are on the call with you. So good luck and have fun and enjoy. You've got this. We've all got this. We can make this work.